Hey, what's up, legends? Welcome back to a brand new live stream. I'm super excited to be back here with my series that I've started long time ago. Like, it actually started that one in probably 2017 or eventually even 2016. I don't remember, it's been too long. But what I do remember is why I started in the first place. It's always good to know why you start something, and the series, it's called 16 Types of One Letter. So today's letter is going to be the letter I. So we're going through A, B, C, all the way to Z, and we're just almost in the middle with the letter I. And I gotta tell you, it's not gonna get easier right now. So letter I is probably the hardest letter that I've ever had to draw. And actually haven't drawn it yet, so I do not know exactly how hard it is, but it's definitely not the easiest one, probably because it's so simple. And so yeah, there's not really much to it, to that letter, except that it's a straight letter. There might be a dot inside of it as well, but that's what it is. So I'm super excited that you guys are here, that you're drawing with me. What you can do is you can actually get this free sheet of paper. You can download it on stefankunz.com/free. That's stefankunz.com/free. It's a free sheet. It's a PDF that you can download. It includes the letter builder. Not that you need that today, but you can also just get a piece of paper, fold it in by 2, and then again divide it by 2, and then you got like 4 pieces already, and then you divide it one more time by 2, and this is exactly why we're doing 16 and not 20, not 25. It's just because it's super easy to divide any piece of paper. Wait, actually, that is only 8. My math is wrong here. I gotta fold it one more time, that we get 16. So this is now 16. So 4 times fold, and you see you get a beautiful piece where you can draw inside and have that ready for you to draw in whenever you need to. Otherwise, again, just get this piece of paper, print it out. You can pause the video right here if you need to. Go on to the link below, or just go to stefankunz.com/free for a free piece of paper and just the letter builder printed out for free. It's just gonna be really useful when you're drawing. So the reason why we're doing 16 types of one letter is to actually practice our styles. So this is one thing I teach in my workshop. It's the online course called Building Letters 101, and it's one of the principles that I teach there is how to draw one letter in all these different kind of styles. And this is really a good way to practice your styles, also to just come up with new things. And whenever you're kind of like not really like creative with something, then you can just go ahead and draw something. So I'm excited to see some familiar faces: CZ Design, Rita, Mariana, David, some new ones as well, I think, who are here for the very first time. If you're here for the very first time, just thank you so much for joining. It's super excited to have you here. And if you do not want to miss any other YouTube streams, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Like if you enjoy this content. We are already at 27 likes, and I'm sure by the end of this stream, we can get to 100. I'm counting on you guys. You guys are making this possible. So hit the like button and let's get started. So I'm just gonna draw down here the camera, not too far, because otherwise you guys are gonna enjoy more of my face than anything else. And almost ready. So just wanted to say thank you as well to Stabilo. Stabilo is sponsoring the challenge here. It's sponsoring this content, the live stream, so that I'm able to do this for free, to share everything. So they're supporting me as an artist, helping me to create content, to produce the things that I really want and do, and help the community, for example, you yourself. So give them a thumbs up if you want to, or just say like, thank you, Stabilo, in the comments below, and let's get started. All right, so very first letter, I'm just gonna start off really easily. So I'm gonna start here with, and I'm just gonna maybe put myself up here so you guys can still see me. So I'm gonna start here with the letter builder. Just keep it really simple, just in the lines. So that's pretty that. And you know what? We're just gonna fill it all out. And I love using just a pencil, and actually this is a Stabilo pencil. I'm not gonna advertise it too much, but it is my favorite pencil to use because it just writes beautifully. And it's not actually this one is the normal HB, but this one here is the 2B, and the 2B, this is why you can see the difference of the pencil. It's just so much smaller because I'm using it a lot. So this is why I love it, because it just, you know, when you press down, there's actually something that's happening. And so here we got like the normal letter I, nothing's fancy, and now we can just play around and add serifs. So what I'm gonna do is first I'm gonna start adding the normal, not too much, like slab serif here, going down all the way and trying to add the slab serifs. So serifs are just the way you end a letter, and now I can add the slab serif and want to do a embossed letter. So I'm gonna try to pull like in the middle lines in between and all the way through. Yes, just like that. And then I'm gonna add here, connect all these corners, and as the further I go, the more I will have like everything done. And so again, I'm just gonna color in here this one side, or what you can also do using that eraser, not necessarily the best part, but I can choose 4 color pencil. And this is where I've been doing this quite a few times already. Try to get like 4 colors, pretty much in the same style, shade. So here we have these 4 colors. So one really dark, so I'm gonna start with this one. And these are 2 different types of pen. And I'm gonna start with the darkest one, color in this part here. And so these are the bottom parts, and I got one more here. The other 2 are split in half. And then we got like the top part, the side parts, or the left part, the right part, and we're gonna use all different colors. So I'm gonna take on the brightest here, and I'm gonna color that one in. I don't think I have the bright one here as a brush pen, but that's not necessary. So I'm just gonna start with this here. And so we're actually kind of like replicating the style over here. So you barely can see it probably on the screen. CZ Design is sponsoring a coffee here. Thank you so much. That is super kind of you. CZ Design is helping sponsoring the content. And then we'll take like the darker part here and color this side in. All right, that's one type of eye. So if you go zooming closer here, this is kind of what it looks like. So we're just gonna go on and try to add another one. So another one that I always try to make sure that I have is also just the script style, the cursive style. And maybe perhaps you've seen my last video on cursive lettering. Maybe you guys can remember kind of the way you practice. So first we start with the skeleton. I'm gonna use this brush here, which is kind of the easiest way to add the weight. And I'm really having trouble with just anything else, but here we go. We got an eye in a script style. I'm not even sure if this is a capsized eye or not, but again, probably the hardest letter that I have to do at all. All right, so next up, I'm gonna start to try the Gothic styled eye. So Gothic, again, it's kind of used with a chisel tip, so pretty much a 45-degree angle. And then yeah, kind of like fill this out here. Honestly, this is not the style that I'm rocking right now, but trying to do my best here. Now let's see, what can we do? We're just trying to pencil it in. And honestly, I do not have any idea what I'm doing right now, except trying to let the process bring me further. And let's see where it's gonna take me. So maybe we can add an inline here that will fade down as we go. And do the same from the opposite side. So I told you, the eye is, it's still one of my, probably my hardest letters to draw. So I'm just gonna try to add, see what I can add here. But what I do like using paper, like it's probably one of the first time that I'm using paper on this live stream for this exercise here. And the reason why it's so cool is because you're actually so much faster. I've already finished 4 types in just under like 10 minutes. And so at that pace, we should be done very soon, except if I hit a roadblock and I don't know what to do anymore. So let's see. I'm just gonna start here with the eye again, going with the same shape as before the slab serif, but I have an idea, kind of like introducing some shapes in it. Let's see. So this is a contour that I'm adding here, and as I go further down, I'll kind of like fade it out. And this is the cool thing about using pencil, is that you can really like play around with the style, and maybe perhaps I can even get a little bit closer in here. And you know what? I also got a new camera set up here, so I can switch to this one, but you guys are not gonna see more, so I'm just gonna switch back. And I'm just gonna try to see what I can do with this one here. Trying to add a 3D style here at the other side. Really not sure what I'm doing. All right, that's I guess that's an eye. Now let's see, what else could I do? Definitely one also don't want to miss is just a strong serif. So these are more slab serifs, so I'm just gonna add like a regular serif. So here, I'm gonna play around a tiny little bit. Let's see what else I can add here. Adding a tiny little bow here same way as the top. Still kind of boring. Oh, you know what? That just gave me an idea. You guys know where I'm going with this one here. This is a battery eye. So battery, because we're always using our batteries and using our batteries to the fullest. Maybe you guys also have ideas for cool work. And I see that someone is at my favorite cafe. And what else? We could have a, oh yeah. So more of a 3D piece. 3D is always something you kind of want to include. now we got like a whole line. We got 2 lines down, so this is a straight line, perfectly normal. Then we got the embossed style here, just the normal. Turn this camera back on, so we got a half an hour done already, almost. We got a script style here, which we could add some. Actually, we could add some lines in here, kind of like shadow lines, which could be really cool. Just to add some color, and we could repeat the process here, but kind of like it as is. Then we got like a gothic styled eye with the inline that is just like lit up, but then also some bright lights in the background. Then this special, I don't know what that is, but here serif styled eye, the battery eye, the whole ancient Greek building thing, maybe something like that. But we got to keep going. So I have this idea for an eye that is basically kind of like straight here, that leans down here, but is kind of like waved. So I'm trying to get the same waveform here. And then, yeah, just like that. Now I might have to actually grab a better eraser that is just a little bit better here, kind of like this one. And now that I've got them all down, adding some shades here. Something like that. Kind of like wavy stick. We could have used like fries as well. Like fries could be something fun. Not that I would know exactly how to draw fries, but you can always give it a try. So fries are usually just stick form. Probably maybe even take a few more. Since I do have red, why not? Let's add some ketchup on here. But that looks more like a matchstick, which again gives me another idea. A matchstick eye. Kind of need some yellow to sell the whole idea here, but this looks actually weird. But let's try the matchstick. It's a matchstick, super thin, but then kind of this fire. Maybe have to put it more sideways. One thing that's really great about this exercise here is so you can really practice also not just your lettering skills, but also your illustration skills, because you can really play around with all these tools. And here again, trying to maybe something like that. Now, another one that could be more of a lettering piece is slightly slanted. And then I'm just gonna add some lines in between. Because we're making one of my favorite thing to do is adding ribbons. And so we're creating this multi-ribbon style, kind of like bacon. Ooh, bacon. That could be a fun one. And then just erasing a little bit of here. Create this glow effect. Maybe not. But here we go. You could add as many stripes as you want. You can prolong it. You can change it. You can go all nuts with this one. Let's see. What else could we do? Okay, I want to see whether or not I can. I have this idea. I'm not sure if it will work. But let's see if we can kind of like create these dots here and there. So that looks pretty weird. And there are different ways you could go with this, but I'm trying to see whether or not we can just now connect these. And create this network of different points and kind of like create these connections everywhere. Because honestly, you could draw any type of letter just like this. So just seeing if I've connected pretty much all of these. Probably this one could be connected here. These ones seem to be all connected. Maybe this one. The one in the back, the one here front, pretty much. You can still try to change the shape by adding some more dots here, and then again connecting all of these. Of course, why not? Could work. Another one that I love to do is also just adding some nice lines. Let's see. Can create this weird shape and then kind of add like these flower type floral shapes here. Some can be even detached. You don't always have to attach all of them. And then sometimes just to kind of like break the style is just to kind of like make some of them grow out of each other, just because otherwise it just could be too straight or too strict. So that can help sometimes. Okay, so we got a couple of colorful here. What else could we try? All right, I think I see something that I want to try. So there's definitely one last one that I want to do. And I see that we're super fast with with everyone. So Jessica's asking whether you can watch this later on. So of course we're gonna keep this on afterwards as well. So let's see. All right, so now here we go, just adding some stippling in here. You kind of can see a small light gradient of red. And the cool thing as well is that I can also add it from outside. So and do the same thing from here as well. So the finer the tip, the more stippling you need to do to really make it work. So when you're working close up, this absolutely works fine. It's more if you're working large scale that you might want to change the tip, or just want to play around. Like I would usually often use this type of pen, the Super Pen Brush 68. Okay, now we got like these two done. Okay, last one up. We could either go with a spring, that could work, but also just the eye is also great for ice cube. So why not try drawing like a few cubes on top of each other in different formats, just because we can. Just a little bit like that. And then when you're drawing ice cubes, something that's really great is if you can find images of ice cubes. Sounds weird to look for, but the reason why I'm saying it's good to search for reference images is that you can actually learn to draw ice cubes. So if I would go on my phone and then go to Google and search for ice cubes, now here you can see here, like, you can see that the inside, so if I zoom in on that, maybe I want to go in there, you can see where the sides, like, it's funny that it actually like covers this side, so somehow this side here is the one that actually is really dark. Same thing here, it's kind of where the whole sides meld together because somehow the light doesn't refract as well through them. So that's something I felt like this is interesting now. So trying that, let's see if I can somehow get that style in here. Maybe I'm going a little bit too hard. And also you can stylize it as the way you want it to be. So don't feel pressured in doing something differently. Just do it your way. Try to play around, play with the styles here. Again, look for different references, but somehow somewhere the light comes from, that's where all these ice cubes melt together and create this interesting illusion. So you think like it's not necessary, like what if you just don't know these things? Well, the thing is your brain knows them because you are actually using exactly those methods. So you kind of need to practice what you see, like to learn to dissect what you see and then try to understand all these elements, and why it is the way it is. And then now I can just add some kind of like water effects because, you know, just wanted to see if I can give this whole thing more of a liquefied look, kind of like it's just melting away. Pretty much something like this, right? All right, just gonna add some as if it were melting here. All right, so we got almost all done. And I probably think this is a record time for me so far. So let's zoom out a tiny little bit and let's take a glance over what we've done. So we started out again with the simplest form, just a simple eye. Maybe we can still play around with that one. Then we moved on to a embossed slab serif styled eye, then moved into a cursive styled eye with a just the outline here that I added at the end, then a gothic styled eye with the inline that just faded out here and the glow that comes from behind, kind of like there was a light just right behind the letter. Then we moved to this specialized eye and it just playing around with all these styles, so I can even still play around here and kind of like stylize it in some ways. There's always something that you can play around with, even adding some elements here. Then this serif styled eye with the inline, and that kind of like gave me the idea that this little box inside for a battery. So the battery is very special here. Not even sure that I actually gave it the right sign. So probably the plus could be on the top, not at the bottom. Would have to check that. Then here, this more of monumental piece where it's kind of like an artifact that you would put on top here, like this Roman, Greek styled placing. Then we have this either mirror, like it could be a mirror, it could be a lot of different things. Then here I tried ketchup, probably just looks weird now. It looks kind of like blood dripping down. Then the matchstick, that kind of sparked the idea for the matchstick eye. with the flame on top. We had to kind of like pull it on the side. Then here it's this more of a striped rounded like letter that is kind of like on an arrow and the bow. And here we have this kind of connected dots eye that has all these little dots connected all around. Finally here the floral, and then just again another serif style eye, like a small cap eye with some stippling on the side, some gradient stippling inside, and then finally ended up with the ice cube. Now, one thing that is really important when you look at this, so this is a creative exercise. Look at that as a creative exercise and nothing else. The one thing that I've seen here, just doing this exercise with you guys, is that going through one of these letters, every idea that followed was sparked by the one that you drew beforehand. And so kind of this one sparked the idea for a battery, this one sparked the idea for a 3D styled piece here. Then I kind of started over with something that I still had in mind, so I kind of went on from there. That kind of like talking about it helped me give the idea for the fries sticks with the ketchup on it. The ketchup that I drew on it sparked the idea for the matchstick, and so on and so on. And you see, using your creativity is not always knowing exactly the end result and how it's going to turn out, but it's more about how you go ahead, how you do the process. The process is the most important thing in the entire drawing process. And in a creative process, it's a process. It's the journey from getting from point A to point B, not knowing all the steps along, not knowing the destination where you're going to head out. Sometimes it's good to have like an idea, like having a sketch of something that you like kind of want to draw out, that you already have an idea for. If I look at something else that I've already done, like this is the sketch that I did for another piece, the Share What You Know, the stippling piece. You see, creativity is all about starting somewhere, using different tools, like using these pens sparks a new idea. That, again, the red sparked the idea for the ketchup, and the ketchup kind of like added that to the matchstick, because from there on I saw the matchstick, like it kind of like gave me that idea. And so this is what you need to remember, or this is what I would love for you to keep, to take out of this one drawing session with me here. It's always try to get into the flow, into the process flow. And from there on, even though you might not know where it's going to take you, maybe you don't have the perfect idea yet, try to see where it's going to take you, follow it along. Don't be always know exactly where it's going to end. And that's one of the things that I struggle with a lot, is sometimes I'm frustrated because I'm not seeing the final result. Especially when I start doing YouTube videos. Nat probably will be able to tell you a lot better about that, more about this, because one of the things that I struggle with the most is starting something when I do not have a clear picture of how it's going to end. In lettering, I can feel more at ease doing that, and you kind of have to build yourself those practice, those times where you can do that. And so, yeah, you got to start somewhere. Always start and see where the process is taking you. And as you get into it, you're gonna get into the flow. So one of the next videos that we're going to share is about procrastination, how to beat procrastination, because procrastination is something that I struggle with a lot. I kind of like had this whole week where I was productive in some sense. I sold out a whole Procreate bootcamp course. Like that was crazy. I'm not gonna even start here because it was just insane. Like I started sharing about it online. Like I didn't even have time to tell you guys here on YouTube, and I hope you guys all knew about it. But but yeah, we sold out a whole Procreate course with 150 seats for a 6-week course. So that's going to be amazing. If you are someone who didn't get a chance to get in on it, you can still get on the wait list. There might be a second course coming. Who knows? We are not even sure what's going to happen next, but we're going to start with one thing, and then we're going to see how this develops and how this turns out. So again, I want to say thank you to Stabilo for sponsoring this awesome lettering letter challenge, the 16 types of one letter challenge. It's a great challenge, and so I want to say thank you to them for sponsoring this content here, for sponsoring the stream, help me pay my bills. And you guys are awesome. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that you have a fantastic weekend ahead of you, and we'll see you guys next week for more videos, for awesome content. And so if you want to see that and don't want to miss it, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit the like button, and I'm gonna see you very, very soon. All right, see you guys. Bye.